Naturalization and an I-751. When you have your I-751 petition pending, the 10-year green card application pending, that's a marriage-based petition. If you have your I-751 pending and you're still married, once it's been 3 years since you've had your green card, the very first green card, you know you can file for citizenship. We've talked about this in other videos. You file for naturalization so you can have your interview at the same time. The naturalization interview and the 10-year green card interview, they will be held at the same time. The problem that we're running into, and this is very important, is sometimes USCIS sends a notice saying, hey, come in, it's just going to be an N400 interview, or come in, it's just going to be an I-751 interview. Very, very, very often, right before the date of the interview, they realize that it should be a combined interview, and they change the rules. They call up our clients and they say, oh, it's actually going to be I know we said it was going to be an N400 interview, but it's actually an I-751 interview as well, so bring along your spouse. And if your spouse is unavailable the day before, if they're traveling or anything like that, it's a problem. If you have both of these petitions pending, and you should, because it's good to have both things approved at the same time instead of waiting another year to get the naturalization. If you have the I-751 petition pending and you applied for a naturalization, whatever interview notice you get, I think it's best to treat them as a joint interview no matter what happens, and just bring your spouse to the interview. Prepare as if it's going to be a joint interview so that there's no confusion later. You can come in and say, we're ready to proceed, and hopefully they will do the joint interviews together. If they don't, they don't, but it's much better to be prepared and not have the interview than not be prepared, not have your spouse, and them telling you, oh, well, your spouse should have been here. Unfortunately, we just had a case like this where it was an N400 interview, and the spouse of my client was unavailable, was at a business trip. The immigration called her the day before and said, no, you need to bring your spouse to the interview. She went, she explained that he's not available. They said, it's not a problem. We will adjourn the interview. We will reschedule you for a later date. And then they denied the petition anyway, saying that no one showed up. And we're dealing with all of this mayhem right now. We're hoping to get it reopened. We're close to getting that done. If you have an interview like that, if you have the I-751 and the N400 pending together, when the interview notice comes, just treat it as a joint interview no matter what it says.